Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Velvet Blue Music Podcast. First off, thank you, everybody, for listening to the first two episodes. We've gotten a lot more streams than we expected. I was out of the game for about 4 years, and you guys just jumped on it. You must have been telling friends or something to do with the algorithms, but keep it up, whatever you guys are doing, and we're going to continue to get good VBM artists here and pick their brains. So, Cody, what do you think about Travis? We just got done talking to Travis, and from Slow Salvation. Sorry, he is really something else. Really, really cool guy. I was a little nervous before we joined, but he is very, very down to earth and very, very talented, and doesn't let that get to his head. What do you think, Cody?
Absolutely. It was a great conversation. Slow Salvation is definitely one of the neatest bands on Velvet Blue Music here in the last few years. And both releases are just great front to back. So when we were thinking about planning for the episodes for this initial season, I'm going to call it a season, we knew Slow Salvation had to be in the mix. So we're so glad that Travis made the time to get on and have a conversation with us and talk about the album and see how Joey did with his song guessing. And what are you, one and two so far?
So I'm shaking my head, and that's going to give everybody an idea of how well I did. So
yeah, not to spoil it too much.
This isn't my victory head shaking right here. It was pretty bad. But like you said, so Cody was telling me you got to listen to we got to get Slow Salvation early, because everyone's gonna want to listen to what Travis has to say. It really, really paid off. So thank you, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I'll just say one more thing too.
Mm-hmm.
If you've listened to this album, it's going to be great for you to hear this conversation with Travis, get his perspective on the songwriting and some of the stories, so that you can kind of take that in, re-listen to the project, and maybe you'll get a different perspective and appreciate it even more. Because sonically, the album is great. There's some great participants on who wrote the music and participated in the production of the album. And overall, it's great front to back. So I can't say enough good things about it. And yeah, it was a great conversation.
Yep. And if you are a gear geek, then he has a bunch of really cool old gear and pedals that I didn't even know I forgot existed. I don't even think they make them anymore. So if you're a guitar player and you're into pedals, then yeah, you got to stay tuned. Definitely watch the YouTube version of this. And yeah. So again, thank you guys for all your support. Get to know Trevisan as we did, and hopefully we'll get him on again, because I know you guys are going to love this guy.
You're listening to the Velvet Blue Music Podcast. In each episode, Joey Esquibel and Cody Landefeld sit down with a featured VBM artist and discuss one of their favourite records, the stories behind the songs, and other insights. Let's join Joey, Cody, and the featured guest on today's Velvet Blue Music Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Velvet Blue Music Podcast. Once again, this is the third episode. Thank you for joining. And I am here with the one and only Cody. Cody is my secretary. He's a cool band bringer, the bringer of cool bands. He also lets me borrow this podcasting application that I don't have to pay for, which is pretty cool. And just overall, just a good friend. So, Cody, say hello, man.
Hey, Great to be here and great to have Travis on here. Awesome record by Slow Salvation. So this has been a long time coming. So super excited to have our third episode, and yeah, looking forward to a good conversation.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Travis Trevisan. I don't want to butcher your name, but yeah, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just here in Nashville, the weather was 70 degrees on the weekend, and now it's 30 degrees. So never know what you're gonna
Oh my
get.
goodness.
We kind of get that in Idaho. Like,
Yeah.
so what it is, it'll be freezing where you're putting a jacket on, and once the sun pops out, the sun is so piercing, and you have to like take all your clothes off, which is unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the 90s here in Phoenix, so we were running our air conditioning like all
But
week.
that's like a given, right? I mean, Arizona is just kind of known, that's where old people go to die, right?
Yeah. Been waiting all my life to die, I guess.
Yeah. So Travis, thank you. I had a really, really good experience. I guess is that what I'm going to say? I just really enjoyed that record. And Cody told me, he said, you have to listen to this. And I just kind of said, I'll listen to it eventually. I got up really early. I'm on a security team at my church.
Okay.
So I have to get like validated as someone that could carry a Glock 19.
Okay.
So I had to go drive out to Emmett. Now Emmett is about an hour away from where I was. So early morning, it's still dark outside. I said, "Oh shoot, this is the time to listen to Slow Salvation. The day's coming."
Yeah.
And so it takes about an hour to get there. I turned it on. I swear to you, man, I was in a trance all the way till I hit Emmett, and I felt like I was driving for only like 10 minutes.
Oh, beautiful.
It was so great, man. It was really cool. I enjoyed, I'm going to sound like an idiot here, man, but all the layers of guitars, the drums were like perfect, like perfectly tuned, perfectly sound, like perfect levels, perfect blend of everything. And to be honest, I haven't listened to that style of music for like 20 years. I guess you call it shoegaze. I used to be into My Bloody Valentine and stuff, but I haven't listened to it in, I want to say it was like 20 years or so. So it was a nice, it was a nice little comeback for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Glad you enjoyed it. I put a lot of time into that record, so it's good to hear that people are taking some time with it, especially on drives. That's where I listen to a lot of
Oh
music.
yeah.
Nothing
and
gets you more ready to shoot than this album. I'll tell you what, get you fired up.
And maybe it was good. Maybe if I had listened to like metal or something, I would have been probably kicked off the shooting range.
Yeah.
I would have been like a little too.
Yeah, you do
like,
need to kind of mellow out, actually.
But it did
So
mellow me
it's a
out,
good-
man. It mellowed
yeah.
me out. It was just really good. But I appreciate you coming on, Travis. We'll go ahead and start out as we do everybody else. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You said you're from San Diego, and now you live in Nashville. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure how much of a bio you want, but I was raised in like North County, San Diego, and then spent some years in San Diego proper, like during college and after college. And then I lived in Austin for a year, and New York City for 4 years, and then I've been in Nashville for 10 years. So kind of moved around, but kind of settled down in Nashville.
Awesome. I was like all the music cities. It seemed like.
Yeah.
I thought Austin was an awesome like little like music city, man. I love that.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Nashville, obviously Nashville, New York.
Yeah.
That's really really cool. You said what college did you go to out in SoCal?
Yeah, I went to UCSD.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I went to Cal Poly. That's nowhere near there.
Okay.
But,
Which one?
That's where I was.
Sounds
Yeah, the
cool.
one in not in San Luis Obispo, the
Okay.
one in Pomona.
Oh, okay. Well, you were right next to the glass house, maybe.
Right next to it. And matter of
Yeah.
fact, I think I went to go after school. I decided to stay and do my homework there, and I went to go see the Flips
Oh, sick.
at the Glass House. Yeah,
They
so
played
that
the
was
Glass
pretty-
House?
They played the Glass House, the big.
Wow.
And this was during the Soft Bulletin, so
Oh, wow.
so they were growing to their, I don't know if you would call it their peak. It was before Yoshimi,
Yeah.
but it was like right there. So that was pretty cool.
Great live band, man.
Oh man.
I saw him when Yoshimi came out, and they were backing up Beck as his band also. One of the best concerts I've ever seen. So awesome.
Awesome, yeah. So that's kind of my stomping ground around that area. Now in Nashville, you host a radio show.
Yeah, so I DJ for a local radio station, WXNA 101.5. If everyone's ever in Nashville, just tune your dial. So I do a show every Friday night from 11 to midnight. It's mostly focused on like contemporary indie rock, 90s influence stuff. I always try to put like a local band in there. It's a volunteer station, so it's pretty cool to be involved with that. I was a DJ in college, so it's cool to have that opportunity to just DJ music that I like again.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. So how long's your block? Is it just a couple hours or?
It's just an hour.
An hour, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to really do more than that because it takes a lot of effort. I want to make the show really good. So any more than an hour is kind of a lot of work. So maybe when I retire.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Can I listen to that in iHeartRadio?
I'm not sure. So you can actually stream it from the radio station website, wxnafm.org. But I believe it is on iHeartRadio. I'm not 100%. So
okay, I'm gonna check you out if that's the case.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. And you were telling me in an email that I've actually played some shows with you without knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Starflyer or Map or who was it?
It was with Map. I had shorter hair then, maybe not a beard. So we played at Coos Cafe, one of my bands.
Yeah, Coos.
Yeah, I played at Coos. My band was called, that band was called Lost Companions International. It was like a instrumental Mogwai kind of band.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we played in San Diego with you. It was like another band I was in, Holiday Minor, which was more like a kind of like a Britpop Kent kind of band. If you're listening to that band,
oh, dude, man,
yeah,
Kent. That's another one I got to start listening to.
Yeah,
again. Holy
we just
cow.
wanted to be Kent, basically.
Yeah, Kent was great. Dude, that's pretty cool. So, oh shoot, I was gonna ask you. The San Diego show, was that? This is a weird one. The only show that I remember, we opened up for Noise Ratchet.
Oh, Matt.
I don't know how, but we opened up for Noise Ratchet.
Yeah.
It was like us, some other band, and Noise Ratchet. So was it that show?
It wasn't. I know all the Noise Ratchet guys and have played with them a bunch, but I wasn't at that show. I thought I was at all the like Map shows.
Okay.
I'd be curious to know where that was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was, I forget, it was somewhere in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then Coos Cafe, the legendary Coos Cafe.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. So were you at the show where we opened up for Damien Jurado?
No. I did see the show where Starflyer played with like Lift to Experience and Pedro Lion. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
At Coos?
Yep.
Yeah, Coos. Yeah.
Jeez.
Lyft did a tour with Pedro the Lion, so I saw him at the Shade Cafe in San Diego, and then we drive up to Orange County and see Pedro and Lyft to Experience again, which was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, man, Pedro was like the GOAT back then. You know, it was that was just one of the best bands. Well, cool, man. Yeah, thank you. It's cool getting like remembering these things. You know, sometimes when you get a job and you have a family and you just forget all the fun stuff you did. So yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Now, how did you come to know Jeff and VBM?
Yeah, so when I was like 15, my friends in high school had a band that I wasn't in that like opened for Starflyer in like Vista or something, North County, San Diego. And I think Jeff was like doing merch then. It was like Eric and Wayne. I was like, who's this other like cool guy? Looks like he's in the band, but he's not. And then I found out later through my friends, he runs this record label, it's called Velvet Blue Music. And so that's how I first, like, I probably got like a t-shirt or like maybe a 7-inch or something. And then I sent him the Lost Companions International like demo through the mail, and we did like a we were on the unsigned band comp, like I think maybe the second one.
Oh, cool.
And so from there, we've just been friends. Like when I was setting up shows in San Diego, I'd hit him up like, hey, do you have any bands I want to play? And that's how like Map came down. And I think we did like a John Wilkes Kissing Booth show once.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are great.
Yeah, they were fun. We had
They're so great.
fun with them.
We went, John Wilkes, man, like we went on tour and it was like immediate, like we were just like, dude, these guys are like at a different level, like professional. professional wise. Like they just know how to entertain. They're professional at every little thing they do. Yeah,
Yeah,
real deal.
hard act to follow. I mean, that front guy was like incredible.
I know, man. We did a tour with them, you know, but
Yeah.
Jeff at the time had a lot of hair. I remember those were the days when.
Oh yeah.
And the sideburns.
Yeah, he had the chops and probably wore like a trucker hat before
Yeah.
anybody else did.
Yeah. Yeah. So he always helped us out. Like I think we did. We opened up for Starflyer once in San Diego when it was like Swift, and it was after you left the band. It was Frank was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
And later on, Tape Deck Mountain played some shows with Kissing Cousins, so kind of always was in communication with Jeff about band stuff.
So not to jump very drastically, but I'm going to start talking about some of your work. Here We Lie. So that was released a couple of years ago, and Simon Scott from Slow Dive mastered it. How in the world do you know these cool people? What how do you get someone like that to master your stuff?
My friend's band in Austin, they were called Letting Up, Despite Great Faults. He had mastered like a couple of their records. I don't know if you ever heard that band. They used to be in LA.
I haven't heard of it. They have a cool name where I
Yeah,
want
they
to
have a
listen.
cool name. Yeah, and that's how we became friends because we have cool band names.
Mm-hmm.
He mastered a couple of their records, so I emailed them and was like, "Hey, is this guy good?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's good, he's great." So I just emailed him and like sent him like a couple of the tracks. And was like, "Hey, it's going to be done soon. Like, do you have any availability? Would you be interested?" He's like, "Oh yeah, of course. This sounds awesome." So that's how.
Yeah,
And who's Simon?
Oh,
Who's
he's
he in the
he's
band?
of Slow Dive.
Yeah, he
Right.
comes in
What-
Slow Dive. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So that's the drummer. Okay.
yeah.
Did you get the chance to see them when they came on their last tour?
I saw him twice. So I flew to Denver because they didn't have Nashville on their schedule, and my wife and I had some friends in Denver, so we just stayed with them and went to the show there. And then I saw them. They announced another tour, and I saw them in this cave, like an hour outside of Nashville. That was like
No way.
incredible. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that sounded amazing.
yeah. And you can like camp outside the cave. So me and a buddy like went and saw them, and then camped out. It was a blast.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I saw them in Phoenix. That was a phenomenal
cool.
show, man.
Yeah.
Just the visuals with the sound. I mean, it was just next level. It was so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and also I don't want to skip too much, but now we're talking about mastering. Mark Gardner from Ride. I mean, so
Yeah.
how in the again? How do you know these cool
All-stars
people?
here.
And,
Yeah.
and it's a compliment too, right?
Yeah.
It's like they have to want to do it.
Yeah.
They probably reject a lot of people, and they listen to Slow Salvation, and they say, "Sure, let's do it."
Yeah, so for that one, I had another band in Nashville that opened up for this band called Blushing, from Austin, who were friends with Letting Up, Despite Great Faults, and that's how we ended up on the bill somehow. And they had their record was mastered by Mark, so I was like, oh, I love Ride, like. Was he good at mastering, or what was the deal? And they're like, oh yeah, he's awesome. So I just, when the next record was done, I just emailed him, and Jeff was totally down because he was like a huge fan of Ride. So yeah, I just emailed him. If you send the emails, sometimes they answer.
Yes, sometimes the answer. Wow, dude, that's pretty cool. Matt McCarty played drums on, was it the last album, or is it
Yeah,
Gemini,
he played
the one we're going to talk
drums
about?
on the last album, Gemini. So the story behind that is the band I mentioned previously, Holiday Minor, that Matt came to San Diego and played with. His brother was the singer in the band, and so I was friends with his family kind of because I'm good friends with his brother John. Matt moved to Nashville like during COVID, and he filled in for Holiday Minor. We lost a drummer, and he like filled in for a show. I was like, wow, this guy's incredible. Maybe I'll play with him someday. But that was like 20 years ago or something. So when he moved to Nashville, I like posted the album Here We Lie like on Facebook, like, hey, check out my new album, and he commented like, if you ever need a live drummer. And so the other drummer that played on it, Dylan, was great, but he lives in Philly, and so it was a bit too like I didn't want everyone to be so far away. I felt like it was better to have like be in the same room as the drummer. And
Yeah,
so
not every band is postal service.
yeah, and
So
it just gets difficult with like edits and stuff and like communicating your vision effectively.
right, no,
So
you're right because I think Rob Witham did
Yeah.
that thing. He drove from
Right.
Arizona to California to be there while they're tracking drums. So there's
yeah.
something to that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I exactly. I reached out to Matt. I was like, "Hey, I'm not really planning any live shows, but if you want to play drums, I'm working on the next record." And he's like, "Yeah, of course." So he lives like 30 minutes outside of town in Franklin, and
Oh, cool.
we like booked a studio, and I was there for the drums, which was cool because I give him like that in time feedback of
Hmm.
like what fills I thought served the song, and what vibe I was going for.
Dude, I would just be like, do whatever you want, Matt McCarty. Like, let me stop real quick. Okay, those who aren't familiar with Matt McCarty, lead singer of Driver 8, he played drums on the very first Bon Voyage album.
There you
I
go.
think it was in.
You
I think it was
what I
in
was going
Nat.
to say.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I want to say he was in a band called National.
Yeah,
He was in a band called
Oh, I think I
National,
remember
and then
that.
everything else, everything else after that, I haven't been listening,
yeah.
unfortunately.
He had a band called Theft after that like did a whole tour with Creed.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
Random.
Looks like we
Yeah.
need a McCarty interview, man. If I could get him.
There's a
Yeah,
funny
that's amazing.
story with National. His brother told it to me. I'm not sure if it's true. It was before the National got big, but they like found out about each other at the same time, and I guess they like had a phone call or an email, and they
Hmm.
were like, "Well, one of us will probably break up, so let's not make a big deal of it." And then like Matt's band broke up.
Hmm.
Which was
Oh
kind of fun.
man, he was my single inspiration. The first time I saw a Starflower '59 was in a small Baptist church in Brea. I think
Oh,
it
La
was in
Brea,
Brea.
yeah, I went to a ton of shows at that church.
Yeah, I want to say Bruce from Upside Down Room. That's his church or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah. And so first time I saw Starfly, he was playing drums for Jason,
Oh,
and
Oh, wow.
he would play so hard, and
yeah,
it sounded so good. That day forward, I said, I'm going to start playing like Matt McCarty. I'm going to pound my drums and not care about what anybody says, and that's what I did. I did.
yeah,
Hopefully, I don't know if it helped or hurt me, but he inspired me big time.
cool.
Well, let's go on to your band members for.
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm sorry, Cody. Do you have anything to add or?
No, I just, Matt McCarty's kind of Driver 8 was a cool band, and I got to see them live, and I remember him playing on Bon Voyage. So basically, same stuff. And I do vaguely remember National, so that was cool. And cool to hear him resurface on this album for sure. The drums are stellar.
Yeah, they sound great.
Let's talk about Christina Hernandez. I was listening to Orion Lake because I was just trying to get to
Yeah.
see the web of music and how they all kind of exist together. And her music sounds way different. You said
Mhm.
you discovered her at a show and then you asked her to lay down a couple of tracks. Is that right?
No.
Hold on. I'm already failing. Like, I'm only.
Kind of. It's kind of. So I played her on my radio show, and
Mhm.
like, so I'm always looking for like new bands, and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. This person has an amazing voice. So I played Orion Lake on my radio show, and then sometimes when I do a show, I'll like tag the bands in my Instagram, and then we became
Mhm.
friends on Instagram. And so I was writing like instrumental dream pop music, just as like an exercise.
Mhm.
And I had a couple songs that weren't fit for the instrumental vibe, and I like messaged her on Instagram and was like, "Hey, do you want to sing on these?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, and I'm a fan of Tape Deck Mountain. I'd love to do it."
Mhm.
So
She sounds a lot different in Orion Lake. So
yeah,
somehow you thought, because it was more electronic, right? And
yeah.
somehow you
I
thought,
just sent her one song. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I sent her the title track from Here We Lie, and it sounded incredible. So then I was like, "Okay, this is going to work," and I wrote like a bunch of songs immediately because I felt like I'd found like lightning in a bottle.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. Do you agree, Cody? I think that's
Yeah.
an understatement.
Love the vocals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's really good.
Yeah, and you do most of the writing. Does she write some of the lyrics at all, or is she just
No,
how does that work?
I do all the writing, so I send her the demo. I send her a demo with my vocals, and I send her another demo with no vocals, and I send her the lyric sheet, and then she sends it back.
Hmm.
I've offered to write with her before, but I think she kind of just wants to. She hasn't really like taken me up on the offer, and then she just writes her own projects too. So
Yeah, she
um,
has a couple of things she's doing. What I've read
yeah,
online, anyway.
yeah, she has a couple of her own things. So I just send her the songs, like the demo with my vocals and no vocals, and then I get back amazing vocals.
And is she local? Is she? Is
No, she
she
lives
kind
in New Jersey.
Okay, okay. So you fly her down to Nashville when you guys
No,
go record, or no?
she records in New Jersey.
Really?
We've never met.
Okay. So you're
Yeah,
kidding me.
no.
Wow. Okay. I was going to ask if you guys play shows, so I think you answered that question.
Yeah, people ask us all the time, like, "Hey, can you play shows?" And I would totally play a show if like the overhead was covered, but I just wouldn't want to play and lose a bunch of money because I feel like there's like maybe like 5 people in every city that would be really pumped.
Yeah.
But if you just play one city, it'd be like just 5 people that are really pumped, so it'd probably lose a bunch of money.
Right. 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 Um, how did you meet Heather Haywood? Because she played bass on some of these songs too, right?
Yeah, so her and Ben are actually like they're some of my best friends. But I met her through Kissing Cousins and Summer Darling.
Hmm.
Her and Ben, her husband, have a band called Summer Darling that played in San Diego, and they played with some close friends of mine called Ryder, like back in the aughts, and I kind of became friends with them. And then we did a show with Kissing Cousins at the Echo in LA. Tape decked it,
Yeah,
and
that's a
then
great venue.
it was super funny because we had like the same tour routing but different shows. So we kept on seeing like Kissing Cousins at different gas stations like along the route.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was just funny. Like, hey, how's it going? How was your show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Be the next
Yeah.
guest.
He. Ben. Are they still putting out music? They probably have
Kissing
to be.
Cousins, because Kissing Cousins is not. They're doing a new band called Giant Waste of Man, which they're actually on. They're going to be on tour in a couple weeks with Silver Sun Pickups, which is kind of huge.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, that's a great
I'm
band.
actually going to go see them in Birmingham. Open up for Silver Sun Pickups. Really excited for them.
Yeah, I want to
Cool.
say they're playing in Boise too. I should go check. I should go check them out.
They're not doing the whole tour. That might be another opening band. I think they're
Really?
doing like
Okay.
half the tour. I'm not sure which dates they're doing, but I don't think they're doing the West Coast dates. So I'm not
Okay.
sure what Boise is considered. But yeah,
Yeah, Pacific Northwest. So
yeah,
it's very lame when it comes to except when you're in Portland or in Seattle. Everything like inland of that is very lame, kind of where I live. So if you
yeah,
want to see any good bands, you have to drive out to to Portland.
yeah.
So yeah, we had. I don't know if you listened to that episode I had with Heather, but that was like one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, cool.
She was a super cool chick.
Yeah, I think I did listen to it, but I had kind of already heard all the stories, so it's
Hmm.
just like recap.
Plus, it was 5 years ago. If you forgot, I won't get offended. So, well, cool, man. So, musical influence. I think we already went through a lot of it. When I was in a trance, gonna go get my license, to carry a gun at church. I I was thinking My Bloody Valentine. I was thinking like, so if I said Beach House, does that make sense, or am I
No,
way
yeah, I
off?
love Beach House. I've seen them live a couple times. I have a buddy that actually does sound for them a lot of times. So when they
Hmm.
Oh
go through,
wow.
I always text him, be like, "Hey, are you doing sound?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, I'll send you some tickets." Or no, sorry. So I've seen them a couple times, and they're awesome. And they were definitely an influence on this project.
Okay. And I'm also hearing cocktail twins. Is that offensive to you, or is that
No, no,
okay?
no.
That's a compliment, I would think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would. And funny enough, when I came home that after our event, when I came home, my kids were listening to cocktail twins. So I kind of had this, kind of continuation of very melodic nice sounding, and then when I walked in the house, that was continuing.
Oh, cool.
So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. So
I
my
have a
wife
very
is
specific one. Sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off, Joey.
No, go ahead.
So I was asking Joey before we got rolling here if he is a fan of the Verve. And there's a specific album in the early 90s called A Storm in Heaven. Have you listened to that one?
A lot, yeah. I mean, Nick McCabe is probably one of my top guitar influences.
Yeah, so this specifically Gemini gives me a similar sonic feel to A Storm in Heaven.
Oh, cool.
Except for the only thing I think is A Storm in Heaven's has a little more groove to it.
Yeah.
But it gives me that same kind of atmospheric, kind of same, sort of sonic quality, which is super random. It's like I haven't listened to that album probably in months or a year, but for some reason, re-listening to Gemini, I was just like, man, this sounds like that Verve album. So
Yeah.
I don't know what got me locked onto that.
Yeah, I have it on vinyl, so I listen to it all the
Me
time.
too.
I love it, yeah.
Great album.
Yeah.
So Joey, you got to get on.
I was going to
Storm
say
in
I'm
Heaven
the only one in the party that probably doesn't remember listening to that, but I might have back in the Britpop days when I was all into that.
It's before they had their big hit, and I don't think it was I don't think they were a huge band back then. I think it was early 90s. So
Yeah, it's their first record. They have another one after that called Northern Soul that I was in a Holiday Minor actually covered This Is Music off that album. But great band. Even Urban Hymns with Bittersweet Symphony. All those songs are great. It has a different vibe, but I love Nick McCabe. It's one of my favorite guitar players.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah,
spot
very
on.
keen observation.
Cool, man. Well, hey, man, let's move on to Gemini, the artwork. Yeah, we'll start with the artwork. I'm going to put the artwork up. You're not going to see it. It's for the people listening to the podcast.
Cover my face.
So, bam, there we go. There's the artwork. Yeah, I know. Cody's out of luck right there. So, man, I love your the first record, the art there, and the second one, Gemini. It's so great. I think it really reflects the mood of the record. And who in the world is this Nothing Viewer guy or girl? I can't find any. How in the world did you find this?
Just up on Instagram. They're on this website called Art Grab that has a lot of artists that you can buy images from. So that image wasn't actually on Art Grab. It was just on their Instagram, because I was like, this artist is really cool. I might want to use their artwork. And then I found their Instagram and I was like, hey, I like your work a lot, but I want to use this image. And they're like, oh, I'll put it on the Art Grab website. And so he or she did, and I bought it.
They just give you a price, you buy it, and then that's your album cover.
Yeah. So
what made you choose this one here? I know why, because it's bitchin', right? But what makes you what made you choose this? I mean, do you agree with me that it just reflects the mood of the whole record?
And yes, and also it kind of felt like a continuation of the last album. Like there was a girl close up, with the light shining through their hands, and then this one felt like the same person entered a vortex or something.
Yeah. So is this like a trilogy or something? Are you going to do the first three records kind of like this? And am I looking too deep into this?
That would be cool. A trilogy isn't planned, but when I put out another record, if people interpret it that way, I'd ask you to delete this podcast.
Yeah.
You gave away the secret.
I want full credit. If I see that Nothing Viewer art on the next record, I want full credit there. No, I don't care, man. Who cares?
Yeah, it definitely does fit the vibe. And honestly, getting all the way down to the packaging, I wish I would have grabbed the record. It's a little too late. I can grab the cassette, but the record has a very cool look to it with the splatter vinyl. I think this is the debut of the VBM splatter vinyls with your release. I want to say.
I didn't know that.
I could be wrong, but I want to say the Slow Salvation record was probably the first. Jeff will correct this, I'm sure, but it's super cool because it's got a a black and a charcoal,
Yeah.
sort of like a gray, which is
Yeah,
super
for
cool
sure,
looking.
really.
Yeah, love the packaging.
Yeah, I was pumped too. I've never done a splatter vinyl before. I've always done clear or like green clear or black. So
Hmm.
pumped to finally get a splatter out there into the world.
Yeah. What's the take on vinyl? Isn't some vinyl purists say that you should only be getting black vinyl if you want the best sound? Is that the case across the board?
I mean, if you follow the gold reissues, you know that isn't the case, right?
You mean the gold reissues that have all the popping and the
Yeah,
cracking in them?
supposedly the black vinyl has the popping and the gold vinyl is more safe. From what
Is
Oh,
that
okay.
true? Does that really happen?
I just have the gold vinyl, and but from what I've heard, that is the issue. I don't know what I think it depends on like the weight of the vinyl,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
the other thing is if the vinyl's clear, it's kind of hard to DJ. Like sometimes I'll DJ at like a bar here in Nashville for the radio station, and for a clear vinyl, it's really hard to find the track um, to play because the lines are really hard to see. Um, that's what I'd encourage
You
people
see,
to.
like light is going all like
Yeah,
going
yeah,
coming
because you
up,
see
and
like
okay,
every
I could
groove,
see
it's
that.
really hard to find the separation.
Hmm.
Yeah, but supposedly I have no idea which sounds better. I kind of like just regular black. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like it feels safer to me, but
Yeah.
I have no
Hmm.
idea.
But that shouldn't stop you from going out and purchasing Slow Salvation Gemini
No,
on
yeah,
vinyl
Yeah,
from
yeah. We're just
yeah,
velvetbluemusic.com.
covering your butt there. Yeah. Oh, I'm for
Yeah.
sure, dude. My wife. So we're gonna get into the three most streamed songs on Spotify,
okay,
right? But before I say that, my wife loves that record, Gemini, and she also wanted me to ask you if you need a lead singer. She wants to. If you want a singer with a Scottish accent,
okay.
like she wants to give it a try. So I mean, she absolutely loved it, and it's nice because I feel like I could buy it and I could give it to Kirsty and I could give it to my kids and I'll be proud of them for playing it here in the Esquibel household. So
Beautiful. Love
yeah,
that.
yeah, man. So anyways, enough butt kissing. Let's go to the three most streamed songs on Spotify. We're gonna go with the first one. The first one is "Last Night I Lived."
Yeah.
And yeah, and I have my own little interpretation. So this is what I try
This
to
is the
do.
best part.
Have you
This is the best
have you
part
listened to
coming
the
up.
last two episodes?
Yeah,
If you haven't, don't worry about
I
it.
think I watched all the last one and like half of the first one. But
Okay,
that was my
okay.
favorite part of the last one. So
So I try to take the lyrics and I try to interpret what's going on, and it's a coin toss, right? Either I'm really really off, like I
Yeah.
was with Rob Witham, or I nail him. Like
Right.
some
There's no in
like
betweens here.
there's no in
It's 100
betweens.
or 0.
So I'm gonna give it a try. So Last Night I Lived, which is a really awesome track. I'm just gonna read it. Okay, here we go. So a woman is about to be married because she feels she needs to, and she's noticing that she's getting older every time she's looking in the mirror. And this is like daily. She's about to be married, but the marriage seems forced. She's unsure of what she's doing and needs to take a breath, like just a step of faith. Close her eyes, take a breath, and just do it. So she's a little nervous about it. The night before her wedding, she had one last time to go party, right? And she's out. She's drinking cheap champagne, right? She's kind of wobbling. She's
yeah,
kind of wobbling. She had a good time last time to party and have a good time before jumping into the unknown. She has rules for her soon-to-be husband. Like this is an agreement. We have a full-on agreement. He seems a little rough around the edges, so she's teaching him not to embarrass her. He's not perfect. He kind of embarrasses her a little bit. So how'd I do?
Kind of, but kind of not.
There is a middle ground.
Yeah, I feel like
it's the first.
Yeah. Do you know? Can you get the reference in the song title? I was trying to make a reference to a '80s band.
No.
I was trying to do it because I was just calling it Last Night, but for the Smiths fans, I kind of wanted it longer.
Oh, yeah.
So like I had
Last night I dreamed that somebody loved me.
Yeah, and I didn't want it that long, so I just like Last Night. I lived. So
That's
there
cool.
was such kind of a Smiths reference.
Yeah.
But
Easter egg.
it was sort of about just like living in, like some of it's about like living in the moment, taking risks, and looking past people's flaws and wanting to work through them. Yeah, so it wasn't about like a woman upset with her husband, but it was sort of about like being in a relationship, and we all have our flaws, but working with that, and also living in the moment of life. I feel like a lot of my songs come out of like my subconscious, and then like I try to figure out what they're about like after the fact, and I can't always figure out a clear narrative until maybe like 10 years later or something. So
yeah, that's I'm not that far off from that. I guess the woman reference is because a woman is singing the song.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I thought that.
Yeah, and I try to write it from sort of like a neutral perspective, neither man or woman. Because I mean, I'm trying to think of a girl singing it, but I write the song. It's like I'm singing the demo at the same time,
right.
So it's going to sound weird if I use like female pronouns or anything.
Yeah, it's a good message. I mean, honestly, I think in our modern age, people in young adulthood, it's like marriage is so pushed out, right? And it's so many young people are waiting for this perfect opportunity or this perfect spouse, and it's just you'll be waiting forever. It's like you're not going to get it. So I think that's a not that you're trying to teach on this song, but
no,
it's a good story and a good message, and maybe a cautionary tale to very cheap champagne, if I might.
Yes,
because that's terrible.
Don't drink too much brut.
Yeah, don't get prosecco, don't get brut.
Yeah,
you got to go for at least Moet, Chandon if you're going to spend the money. Just do it.
So that's funny. People wait because I'm in my 40s and I just got married for the first time 6 months ago. So
there you go.
A long time.
Yeah,
congratulations, man.
You waited for the perfect partner, right, Travis?
I mean, yeah. But I have my problems, and we got to work them out sometimes.
You got to do it, man. It's gonna happen no matter what.
And McCarty's playing on this track, right?
Yeah. Every song on Gemini, he's playing drums.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Man, that's a nice little like Easter egg for me, man. I mean, that really, that really made me happy. I just haven't heard from that guy forever, and I'm just glad he's still laying them down, man. He's good. Yeah. So, any other thoughts, Cody, before I move on to the next song here?
I'm tapped. I'm good.
You're all tapped? Okay, cool. Okay, so the second most streamed song on Spotify is As We Decompose. Cody, I'll let you start this time.
I love As We Decompose. It's definitely up there as far as a top song. I tend not to go off of the top 3 songs because I feel like, I've been listening to indie music forever, so let me choose the songs I like. To me, this album is like definitely a start, like a front to back album. I think it's short enough where you can make it all the way through. As We Decompose is definitely up there as far as the best songs. I love Japan also. But I didn't have too many deep thoughts about the meaning of this song. I just love, for me, like I mentioned it earlier in the interview, to me, it just gives me that same similar vibe sonically as like that Verve album. And
Mm-hmm.
so to me, along with the drums and along with the atmosphere in the background with like the synths and stuff, it's just got this perfect like lushness to it. So for me it's more about the music and how it really just creates this super nice vibe. Um, I love it. I love this
Yeah.
song, and I guess I'm maybe in a minority that I don't really think too deeply about the lyrics. Because I was telling Joey we're planning to have Adios
Oh
Cometa,
yeah,
and I've been listening. That's a great band, but I have no idea what they're saying.
yeah.
I really don't. But
I
it
actually
sounds great.
I remixed one of their songs.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, they'll say Tape Deck
Yeah,
Mountain remix. Yeah, it was cool. Cool
Awesome.
very
Awesome,
cool.
guys.
man.
Yeah.
Cool band.
So, not to distract off this record, but just my point is just it's the vibe of this whole entire album, especially this song, is just amazing. I get that same
Yeah,
feeling.
you're
Like you
you're
said, that
good.
same
You're
groove.
I'll piggyback what you're saying, Cody. You're good at making a good themed record. Like I said, I
Right,
was in a trance until from beginning to end. You're good. You're
front to
good
back.
about that. Well, I'm the guy that looks too deep into lyrics. So okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I got like half of a point the last one.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
right? Okay, I got a half a point. Okay.
yeah.
So what's passing? 2 points? Is 2 points passing? Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. As we decompose, here I go. So, in a sense, in life, we're all waiting for death. We're showing the best side of us at all times, but really, we're dying a little bit each day, like literally. Nobody thinks or talks about it. Nobody likes to talk about it, but death will eventually happen. We're trying to pass the time with new age distractions, right? The new age distractions are phones, iPads, like we have entertainment at our fingertips to try to not think about these things. And we're just kind of fearing the inevitable, like everybody else. So, how'd I do?
I like that interpretation. I don't know what the song means really. Um,
Okay.
so I really like that.
So, another half point at least. Give me something.
Yeah, that's a half point. So
Okay, I'll take it.
the first line. So on Wednesdays I go to a chess club, and when I come back, my wife is watching like some show like Love Is Blind or The Bachelor. She's probably. But so
Yeah.
please accept this rose. It comes from The Bachelor because like
Hmm.
you get these like words that like people say all the time. They're just like in your subconscious. So please accept this rose. That's directly from The Bachelor.
Hmm.
Um, like later on the album Practice What We Preach, my parents would always say that as a child. So it like was in my subconscious, and then finally it comes out in the lyrics when you're around specific words all the time. So.
Hmm.
That's where the first line of the song comes from. Please accept this rose,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then as I decompose, rhymed. And there was like this video. I apologize. My cat is screaming in the
No,
back.
it's okay. I own 3 cats, so don't worry about it.
Um, there's this, and so decomposed rhymed with rose. And it just the song kind of like wrote itself. So I'm still trying to figure out what it's about, but I really like your interpretation of maybe what
Yeah,
it is about.
that's cool. And might I add, chess compared to The Bachelor or Love Is Blind, you probably couldn't have a more wider gap of like culture or art or whatever. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, and apparently all women are wired the same, because I think my wife likes those same shows.
Yep.
yeah,
So it's interesting.
Nothing like a glass of wine and some trash TV. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
Travis.
Okay, so I got a half a point on that. That's good.
yeah.
And again, I have these, I have these like glasses I always have on that. I'm a Christian, so I just go, maybe I look too spiritually into these things, but that's kind of how I take it. And I
Yeah.
guess it's good to hear different takes on it, right?
And I
And
like
that's
the
what,
really like
yeah.
how specific it is because I wish when I wrote a song I like was like this is specifically what it's about. It's kind of just more. I'm trying to figure out what I was thinking, because it's kind of like just pops out of my brain, and then I'm like, later, what did I mean?
So someone told me this. I don't know if it was Jason Martin, but he said sometimes you need to write lyrics where the words sound good. It doesn't mean it makes sense. It just sounds good. Is that kind of how you write?
I had a period where I was trying to avoid words with S's because I hate the way like S's sound when they're recorded. I'm always trying to fix them. So I've had a period where I was just trying to avoid words with S's. I've given up now because there are so many words, but I definitely agree with that sentiment.
Okay. Cool. Well, any other thoughts, Cody? I'm gonna move on to the last one, your favorite one.
I'm ready.
Okay. You already gave it away. So, number 3 most streamed song on Spotify is Japan. Cody, you started off. This is your favorite one.
Oh yeah.
Tell me why it's your favorite.
It's a slow jam. I love the slow jam. And it stuck out to me because it was the first single you all put out for this one. So I remember putting this as we were testing out the new Velvet Blue site, and I put this for sale on the website just as a test. So I listened to this a lot before, and I had really enjoyed the first album, so hearing this first single got me really excited for the new album. So there isn't much to it besides, I love the fact that it's even there was a single artwork too somewhere, I think, specific for Japan that was really cool.
It's a couple images overlaid on top of each other, but one is
that was cool too. Very, very much fits the aesthetic here. I love the song. I love the idea. It's a, I love your approach to lyrics. Even though I'm not reading too deeply into this, it's really cool to think about just your approach to writing. And having this conversation is really helpful for me to understand kind of where you're coming from. So, for me personally, it'll be really helpful or more enjoyable, or for anybody listening to this podcast, to go back and listen to Gemini if you haven't listened to it, or listening to it for the second or third time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really cool seeing your approach to storytelling, and this is a really interesting sort of story with with the gal. I kind of got the same vibe too a little bit from what Joey was saying, so I'm probably going to +1 what he's going to say. So, and I won't steal his thunder here. I'll hand it over to him to give his interpretation.
Yeah, I'm scared now because I have to get.
Get 2
this
points.
one has to be a full point.
You're on the line, man.
For me to pass. No, okay. So before we start, so what makes a slow Salvation song a slow jam?
I don't know. Cody was the one that called us.
Cody's the one that said it. You said you like it because it's a slow jam. I thought they were all pretty the same, but
it's mid to slow. There's not maybe one mid fast. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
This is particularly slow. That's
okay.
What
This
I mean.
one I got to re-listen to this one.
It's a particularly slow jam for me.
I remember enjoying it. I got to listen to it again. Matter of fact, I got a list of things to buy. I got to get the latest Fine China. I have to get Slow Salvation. I do have Eric from Vipeste. I have that record, but I gotta buy it and re-listen to everything on vinyl.
Yeah, great records.
Okay, cool. You guys ready for this? All right, I'm gonna knock this one out of the park here. Okay, so a woman leaves her family, like she's at home. There's overprotectiveness from the family. She meets a Japanese dude online. Okay, she wants to be set free from this overprotectiveness, and she's bored, and so she travels to Japan to meet with her online boyfriend. It sounded really romantic and good on paper. He, from on the internet, he's promising stability. I got money. We're going to live in Japan. It's going to be something foreign. It's going to be beautiful. But it was very, very short-lived. Now she's stuck in a foreign country with no family. She's with a husband that doesn't like her. She's not used to the Japanese culture. She's in a foreign country. She misses her family. She's not used to the customs, and she seems out of place just naturally. If she could get herself out of this depression, she could go travel back home, right? Because at the end, she's saying, like, I could travel when I'm ready, right? When I'm ready. And, but we'll see if my controlling husband lets me. What do you think about that?
I love
just
how
watching your expression, Travis.
I was proud of myself. I was proud of myself on that one.
I'm just watching Travis laugh at certain times just to see if you're on.
Gotta watch YouTube to see my expressions if you feel like it. Go ahead. So Travis, come on, tell me. Give me.
I was thinking about Japan. I think that came in mind because one of the Tape Deck Mountain albums was released in Japan. I'd never been there. We were supposed to tour, and we were almost going to tour there, but we were going to lose a bunch of money, so we canceled it. So I've never been to Japan. Maybe someday. And so I had a more like an acquaintance that had just gotten divorced and then started doing all this traveling. And so that's what I picture the song as. Someone felt like tied down in a relationship and then just started traveling the world. And it's kind of like this weird spot where it's like feels very selfish, but you're actually also discovering the world because you felt tied down. And then at the end, it's like, set me lightly down, like I've kind of messed up, but I'm just experiencing the world for the first time. That's kind of
tell me what set me lightly down again. What does that mean?
That's just the bridge. So it's just like kind of like go easy on me, like maybe like from trying to communicate to the person's ex.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, or their friends that are kind of judging them for traveling around after they just gone through a divorce.
So in other words, I'm way off. So that's okay. Hey, Cody? Is this the worst I've done so far? This is the third episode. I think it's the worst I've done.
I thought you were way off with Rob, and then you were spot on with Eric.
Yeah. And
then if this one is off, then you hope for the next one. Maybe it's the even podcast. But better on. I
find the real story more interesting now. So I'm glad we're having this conversation with Travis.
Yeah. Thanks.
And it makes sense too, right?
And Travis's approach to lyrics, like there's sort of this room for interpretation.
Yeah.
So I think that makes the songs more interesting too.
Which is art, right? Really good art allows you to interpret. There's things you want to be clear about. But then there's art where you could look at things a different way. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
I've kind of always enjoyed songs that are on the borderline of like kind of specific, but you'll discover something and it'll like kind of like switch the meaning a little bit, and so that aren't like super vague but aren't super clear. Somewhere in between are always the most interesting to me. Because if it's too vague, it just feels like it's been said before. Right? The song's already been written probably before. But if it's too specific, it's just telling you what to think. So I kind of want to tread that line between the two.
Being this is VBM podcast, I'll reference Starflyer once more. And, the Gold album is, everybody is so sure it was about, him being broken up with or heartbroken over girls. And didn't he tell everybody it was because he had friendships and things that were kind of coming to an end, or people grew apart, and a lot of the lyrics came out of that.
I thought it was about I could have sworn it was about a girl, but
I thought that was the case too. But
if you heard something different, then
I thought he did an interview and said something about maybe I'm making this up, and now I'm spreading rumors in the.
But Jason has that type of he does what you do, Travis. Yeah, like for example, Fell in Love at 22 is about a conversation he had with his dad.
Okay.
Like he's talking to his dad, saying, that's why I said it fell in love at 22 with the girl that's close to you. You know what I mean? Like he's actually having a conversation.
Studied a lot of Starflyer, so probably love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to move on if there's no more questions. We're going to go to the next segment called Geeky Stuff. So I sent you, Cody, a link to the photos, and I'm just going to tell you, Travis, what photo we're looking at here.
Okay.
And I'll show the audience the photo. So the first photo we're going to look at, it looks like a synthesizer.
Oh,
It's black,
yeah.
has gold keys. Tell me about this musical instrument and how you used it in the record.
Yeah, that's the Arturia Micro Freak. It's the limited edition one with black keys with like gold printing things on them. So I just used that on some keys parts, kind of more in the background of the songs. I also used the iPad keyboard synths too as well. So not exclusively that one. That's just like some of the background synths I use.
Now, can you actually press that down, or is it just touch?
Yeah, you can. It's touch.
It's touch, okay.
Yeah.
So this module here has all the sounds that you have, or do you connect it to your iPad in order to get sounds? Is that
Different sounds? So I'll use that, and then I also use the iPad, and sometimes I'll use the computer, like the software within the computer.
That's pretty cool, man. I've never ever seen this before. You said it's a special edition?
Yeah, with the black keys. Most of the time they're just black and white. So that's a funny story. I actually worked on the Guitar Center phone lines when I was between jobs. And so I had to call people all day talking about gear and stuff. Like, hey, you want to buy a guitar? And so you got a discount. And this is the only thing I bought was that keyboard. And then I finally found another job. I didn't have to cold call a bunch of men that wanted to talk about their gear. Like we are now.
So I follow this Facebook group called Chibson. I think it's called like Chibson.
Oh, yeah. I follow Instagram.
Yeah. So I follow him because I happen to partake in the Timo purchases of guitars and stuff because I want to start learning how to work on them and stuff. But if you want to talk about a bunch of dudes that's never been in any bands that just geek out on gear, on really cheap like crappy gear, that's the channel you need to go to. It's called Chibson Unlimited or something like that.
I think I'll avoid it. I don't need more of that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not worth it. Real musicians like yourself probably want to read Garfield comics. You know what I mean? Something not related to music whatsoever. So I appreciate that. So we're going to go to the next one. So the next one, I see two amplifiers, and it looks like you have is it a Princeton amp? The very top
that's
one?
a Princeton with the red knobs. It's the same one that like Johnny Greenwood uses in Radiohead for like his clean tone. I just found it off Craigslist for a good price because the mesh was kind of messed up, which I think it looks cool.
It looks like you bought it like that. Like it was.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Road tested.
Yeah. Is that a tube amplifier or?
No, it's a solid state. I've used it a couple times. I usually use the one below, which is a DeVille.
Yeah, tell me about the DeVille. I don't know too much about the DeVille.
I've had that amp since I was like 16. I probably played it with you. Probably use it at Coos Cafe when we jammed together.
Oh, wow.
It's a 2x12. I wish it was the 410, but it's a 2x12, and it's just a workhorse. I've had it forever. It sounds great.
And you recorded with these two. Is that what you do?
Sometimes I use a lot of amp sims actually in Logic. I feel like I have a lot more flexibility after the fact, and then sometimes I'll reamp if I want like an amp sound or if I want like feedback, which I normally don't do for Slow Salvation, but for like Tape Deck Mountain stuff where I'll do feedback, I'll use the amps. But the amp sims sound like really great now. They used to sound like crap back in Line 6 days, but they're pretty good now.
Yeah, I remember Jason was an early adopter. You remember that?
That Line 6 amp?
He was kind of embarrassed by it, so he took out the Line 6 emblem, and it was just black.
Yeah.
And nobody knew the difference. But obviously technology is better now, but back then it just didn't cut it.
No, especially the Line 6 pods. Like those Line 6 amps were pretty good, but you really had to dial them in and spend a lot of time to make them sound good. I never tried one, but the Line 6 pod amp simulator was not that great.
Wasn't that great back then?
No.
Okay. So you mentioned Logic. I'm thinking about recording drums again. I've been using GarageBand because I'm cheap.
Yeah.
And I want to get Logic because I'm also cheap and I don't want to spend $500 on Pro Tools. Did you record Slow Salvation on Logic? That's all I need to know.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm buying Logic because that's all I need.
And I used to record on GarageBand. It's a really easy transition because it's like all the same keystrokes. The interface is really similar because it's like built by the same people.
Well, cool, man. Thank you for the amp stories. And let me. So now I am looking at, and everyone else is looking at, the guitar. So it looks like a Jazzmaster. I like the black and white. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a Mexican Jazzmaster. I got it like in it's like a early 2000s. What happened is I played a gig. I'm also cheap too, so I had one guitar at the time. I had a black Strat with a black pickguard like David Gilmour, and I was playing a gig with Tape Deck at CMJ in New York, and my guitar was stolen, so then I had to buy a new guitar.
What kind of guitar was that again?
It was a Mexican Strat. It was a great guitar. My first guitar. It sounded great. I miss it. But forced me to buy a new guitar, and I always wanted a Jazzmaster. So I actually modified that one though, like maybe 4 years ago. Those are like custom Lindy Fralin pickups I had installed, and then I also I bought like the silver pickguard just to make it look cool.
Is that silver? It looks white to me.
You're
right. That is silver. You're right.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm blind too. So
yeah.
So are those pickups? I'm still learning here. Are those pickups P90 pickups? I sound like an idiot.
Yeah, those are I believe those are P90. Yeah.
Okay.
But these are special pickups where they're like have some like noise canceling in them. So if I plug them directly into my interface, I can record demos, because sometimes the P90s have a little hum when you record them when you plug it into your interface. So I especially got those because they sounded better too. But also for like when I do demos, I just do it in my interface because it saves so much time.
That's cool looking, man. I'm sure you got like the whammy and everything.
Yeah, I
too,
didn't
right?
put it on the picture, but yeah, I use the tremolo armbar a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people dog on the Mexican Fenders, but I know a lot of people that buy the Mexican and then they just upgrade the pickups, like you said. You know, they'll go get it professionally set up, and if it gets stolen, like yours did, then it's not an American-made $2,000 guitar. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's a good gigging guitar. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, did you want to say anything? Are you a guitar player, Cody?
I'm not.
Okay.
I only know about drums, so.
Okay.
You could at least say it looks pretty. So it looks cool looking.
It's cool, man. It's very tuxedo-ish.
Yeah. Okay, so the last one. This is what everyone's like interested in. Or it's the pedal boards.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Travis's pedal board right now. There's that Line 6.
Oh yeah,
that looks like an old Line 6 too. Are you like? Were you just joshing me?
Well, it's not an amp modeler. It's I mainly use it for looping live. I don't use it a lot in the studio. I'll use it a little bit, but because it has some delays that I can't really. It has some cool delays in there, but mainly I use it for like looping live, like transitional stuff.
That looks like an older model too, right?
It's the older model, yeah. I didn't buy the newer model because I'd like to save a little penny.
So Starflyer played at the Troubadour, and we opened up for this super group. It was the guitar player for the Cocteau Twins.
Oh wow!
And remember Mono?
Yeah.
It was a chick from Mono.
Okay.
And we opened up for them, and they sounded really cool. But he had two of those, like back to back. I don't know why he had two of the exact same ones, but he had two of the exact same ones. And I guess that's how he gets a sound, I guess. But yeah, so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, Line 6 isn't that bad. Can't be.
A lot of guitar players use it for the looping function. Like once you start using it for looping, you kind of get addicted to the style it has. So like that band Minus a Bear, whatever from Seattle, I think he has like 3 of them just for looping.
Wow.
Huh. So we got your standard digital reverb, digital delay. Those are old school. Are those from back in like early 2000?
I had those since Q's Cafe, man.
Hold on a minute here. That digital delay reverb, they don't even sell those anymore, right?
I don't think so. I think that's an
They don't
RVC.
sell. They separated them, right? So that's that gives it away right there. It's pretty old.
Yeah, I've had that for like 20 years, along with the DD5.
And you got I think the Ivan is that a tube screamer?
Yeah, it's a tube screamer. I love the tube screamer. It sounds great. Yeah, anything that has distortion on Slow Salvation or Tape Deck Mountain, it usually has a tube screamer, maybe another distortion stacked on it too.
Okay. And then we got, I think the OCD didn't. I want to say Eric had that. Is that right, Cody? Do you remember? I gotta look into that. But so tell me briefly what the other ones are. So OCD is what? I don't see any distortion or anything. Is it?
It's an overdrive pedal.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. It actually broke, and then I almost didn't buy a new one just because the owner has some like political views I didn't like, and so I tried to buy all these substitutes, and I couldn't find one that sounded as good. So eventually, I found a friend. That's the good thing about Nashville that fixed pedals, and he just fixed it for me. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is a super rare one. You could probably get like $300 for it." You know, it sounds great. I don't want to test it. You know, another one and get rid of it because it's like sounds incredible.
Yeah, if it's working, man, don't get rid of it. And then I want to say the orange one, is that a distortion?
No, that's a Phase 90.
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
It's an MXR phaser. It has like the really cool slow phase.
Okay. And then we got let's see, we got an octopus. I'm not sure what that does. Is that a tuner?
That's a tuner and it powers other pedals.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. And then tell me one of your other favorite ones. I don't really have time to go through each one of these.
Okay. Well,
out of all these here, what do you like?
There's probably two. So the Loomer is modeled off the MIDI Verb 2, which I also have the rack unit. It has the same like reverse reverb that like My Bloody Valentine and Slow Dive used, along with like a Hall and a Focus reverb that they all used as well. It's modeled off this famous rack unit that I also have. And then it has like a fuzz on it, and you can switch the order of the fuzz and the delay and the reverb too by a button in the back, which is really cool. The Polera right next to it is another reverb that used the reverse reverb on a lot of Slow Salvation stuff. Like As We Decompose, like all those crazy sounds are usually the Polera. And then I'm going to talk about the Digitech Whammy is like an incredible pedal that I use a lot too. It's like an octave pedal. My Bloody Valentine use it all the time, so it's an incredible pedal.
Okay, so here's the question I ask everybody. You got all your gear stolen, okay, and you only have enough money for 3 pedals. So what are you buying again in order to make Slow Salvation?
Can I use amp distortion?
Yes, you can. Anything on the amp, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to go like I'll have to do the Loomer pedal. That's the one with that's modeled off the rack unit I just talked about. I have to go the Digitech Whammy, and then the third one. That's a really tough one. I'll have to do the Polera because I need that one.
Okay, so those are your 3 then. Okay, I thought you were going to say line 6 because of all the different settings, but
the line 6 I just use for like live transitions. So for tape deck stuff, but yeah, it's not essential.
Well, thanks for sharing those pictures, man. I think I'm always trying to get an idea. I'm starting to get into guitars, and I never know what to buy. So, and it's hard at like 48 years old to start your guitar playing. It's I don't recommend it. Start at 13 like everybody else.
Yeah. It's an
okay, cool. Well, yeah, man. So let's do. So we're at the last part. Hopefully, everyone else is still all tuned in. So we got the last part, which is fan questions. We got a lot of fan questions. This is fun. Everyone likes it. Actually, clouds are always funny. But so William Eckhard, he's the man.
Okay.
He's the guy keeping that VBM channel going here. If you could build a shoegaze supergroup, who would play in that group?
How many guitar players can I have?
Whatever.
Okay. I can't have Jason Martin because then we wouldn't play shows, right?
Yeah. By choice, I think. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I have to do like Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine, Nick McCabe from the Verve, and Neil Halstead from Slow Dive. So I'm gonna go 3 guitar players. That would be awesome.
What about a drummer? Like
my favorite drummer ever is Carla from the band Autolux. You ever listen to them?
Oh man, hold on. Do I remember? Now I gotta get
She
dialed
drums
in
like
again.
that like marching band style. She's so awesome. She's a badass drummer.
Okay. Cool. Cody, you want to take the next one?
Sure.
I got some other members of the band, right?
I'm sorry.
Stop
dude.
short of the bass player and the keyboard.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Oh, I thought that ended. Okay, go for it. So we got 3 guitar players. We got a drummer.
Yeah,
This guy's picking out his dream lineup here. We stopped.
Yeah, come on. I'm gonna have.
Sorry, man.
This band is not gonna be instrumental. Let me tell you. We're gonna have Elizabeth Fraser from the Cocteau Twins. I'd probably have sing, and then the bass player from The Cure, which is named like Simon. That'd be cool.
Oh man, awesome bass player.
Yeah, I'd be the manager of the band too. Go on the road with them.
So you wouldn't be in the band?
I just think 4 guitar players is too much, so I'd just be bossing them around.
Yeah.
Good hangs guy.
Okay. So that's a nice full band. That's cool, man. All right, didn't mean to cut you off there, but okay, Cody, you take it away. I think we're ready for the next one. Yeah.
Speaking of Jeff Cloud, I have his question. So, what is your favorite Kissing Cousin song?
Let me think. Heather will kill me if I don't say, the right song. They had this song off Unfortunate End, which was like a 7-inch that came out when Tape Deck Mountain played with them. And they had a really cool video with like a knife fight in it that I love. The song is called You Bring Me Down. And also for like kind of like the Starflower Heads, it has like one of those 8th note drum fills that Wayne used to do, but like not as long. So that was always my favorite song to see them play live.
Are you talking dual overhead cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Jason never allowed me to do it. I think that was a Wayne thing.
That's a bummer, man. I always wanted to see that.
Yeah, it's okay. I kind of got over it.
Yeah.
This is a 2-parter, actually. So I got one more from Cloud. He wants to know what your favorite Hall & Oates song is.
I don't know what. So I probably couldn't name a Hall & Oates song. I mean, there's that song on Zoolander that people like. So I do have a story though with the curly hair guy in the band. I don't know if it's Hall & Oates.
Oates.
I worked at the when I first moved to Nashville. I worked at the Whole Foods. I was the coffee specialist, and it's kind of like a celebrity sighting place. Like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith was in there all the time. Like John Prine was in there. Keith Urban and his wife was an actress. They got divorced recently. They were in there all the time. And then the guy from Hall & Oates was in there, and he didn't know how to grind coffee, so I had to show him how to use the coffee grinder. I didn't know who he was. And then it's like this older coworker was like, "Dude, that's Daryl Hall that you just helped." I'm like, "Who?" He's like,
Was he cool? Was he cool or?
He was frustrated that he didn't know how to use the coffee grinder, but hopefully I showed him right, and now he can go in there. It's
just he shreds for like 3 hours straight, and he can't figure out this little coffee grinder. I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
dude, that is funny, man. That's
great
a funny
band too. So many good songs.
I like me some Hall & Oates. My favorite song is One on One.
I mean, I don't turn it down when it comes on. I just can't name a song.
No, yeah, I confess, I'm a Hall & Oates fan.
It's too many vibes going on. Anyway, we can move on.
Yeah, man. So let's see. So Chet Harvey, our beloved Chet Harvey, asks, how does Travis, that's you, Travis, how does Travis decide on which songs go with which project of his? Word on the street is you have multiple, so how do you know what goes on what?
Usually I'll just write specifically for a project. So if I'm writing for if I need to do a Slow Salvation album and I'm writing for that band, I'll like put my guitar through the effects I normally use and write for that project. So occasionally a song will come out and like this feels like something else, I'll save it for later. So usually it's just when like an album is due from a specific project, I'll sit down and write for that project.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time the songs end up being for that project.
Okay, so you don't just have like a bucket full of songs and you're like, okay, this one goes here. It's just you have.
I have a bucket
It's very
full of
intentional,
songs,
very
but they're
intentional.
grouped. They're like grouped with like different, like in folders on my desktop,
Okay.
or they're grouped for different projects. Yeah.
Cool. I think this is a second part of that. Does he and Christina do anything in person? I think you answered that. That's a big no.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. And would you ever play a show? I'm sure you would love to, but
We'd love
it's just
to, yeah.
okay.
If someone else set it up and gave us a little money to cover flights and rehearsals, we would play a show. But till then, just making music.
So maybe that's a wake up call for all the rich VBM guys.
That's right. Yeah.
I know some of you guys have money, so just spread it around, man. Spread it around. Go ahead and do the next one here, Cody.
Okay. Jeremy, he's an OG. Jeremy Subkowiak. Hope I said his last name right. How did you perfect your visual aesthetic so quickly and so perfectly to sync with your sound?
That's a cool question. So I used to be a graphic artist. Like outside after college, I worked at a newspaper for 5 years. So I've always done my own band designs and other bands' designs. So I know how to use the tools. And I always wanted to start a band that was like just black and white and like no colors in it. So when I was started working on Slow Salvation, I'm like, I think this is finally, this is going to be my black and white only band.
Kind of gives me the Mark Hoslick Red House Painters kind of feel. Like when you look at it, you know what it's going to sound like when you look at it. In a sense, we'll see. Okay, last one. Okay, so our lovely Timothy Adams asks, would like to know if they'd ever perform live. I think you answered that one. I don't know why. I put that in there.
Yeah,
So,
that's okay. I get that question like once a month on Instagram. Somebody's asking me, and I say, if you know a promoter, just send them my way and see what happens.
if this whole conversation says anything, it means that you need to start performing. So whether we'll hope the funds get in, but you gotta, man. And if you do, Boise, Idaho, I'm there. Okay. Okay.
Come through Phoenix.
Okay, man. Yeah, if you have Phoenix for sure. Yeah, that's like a given. Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix isn't that far from LA.
Where do we buy merch?
Yeah, you can go to the Bandcamp, slowsalvationbandcamp.com or velvetbluemusic.com.
Either one.
Yeah, either one. Both have merch.
Okay. And also, so we talked about Slow Salvation shows you're not doing, right? Any other shows coming up that you are a part of?
No shows. Occasionally I'll play like an acoustic show in Nashville. I got asked to do one like a couple days after Christmas. I randomly played at some dive bar. So if people follow me on Instagram, sometimes random acoustic shows come up.
Cool. And any kind of releases that you've touched that's coming out soon?
Yeah, so I have a couple of releases coming out. I've been working on like some glitch IDM electronic music under the name Lost Companion. So it's kind of an ode to my first band, and that's should be out sometime this year. And then I'm working on a project called UV Ghost with Frank Lenz and Eric Capizano, who I'm sure your audience is familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been working on that for like 5 years with them, and we're like finally mixing it. So it's been fun.
5 years. So it
Is that
started
coming out
when
on VBM?
No, we don't know who's going to be out. We're going to shop it once we're done with it. It kind of started from the Charity Impressa project. Like Eric sent me some songs and I like sang and played guitar on one of the tracks that came out on VBM, and Eric was kind of pumped on that, so we just decided to like take it another direction and start a band.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something and I totally forgot.
You all get the exclusive because not that many people know about this. I think Eric has posted the logo on Facebook, and like Frank's posted some mixing videos on his Instagram. But this is the podcast.
Are you cool with us talking about it? Is he
Oh,
cool?
yeah.
Am I going to get an email from Capizano or?
I don't. I think they seem pretty like chill guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll be
they
the
are.
one getting in trouble.
Yeah, he was my most listened to episode back in the day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was like off the charts. So yeah, so everyone
wow.
loves that guy. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, thank you for that. Any thoughts? I'll let you start the closing thoughts, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Travis, I think what's really cool is Slow Salvation has been a neat project ever since the first record came out, and I think there was a lot of interest, at least for me. I think a lot of the people around the VBM community were really excited about the record. So this new release, definitely one of the best albums on VBM last year. Up there for sure. And I think that, it for us, it was one of the I think this is definitely one of the conversations, one of the episodes we wanted to put in here, because right now this is sort of a season of 5 to 6 shows that we're trying. And so trying to think about how many bands, releases, stories, or whatever you want to call it, that was very intentional to have you part of this. So it's really exciting to hear about not only the record and your approach to songwriting, just getting people excited about the record, so hopefully this will sort of slowly trickle out and get some more streams going, and maybe there will be a few more vinyls or CDs and cassettes and all that fun stuff ordered, because that's really what it's about at the end of the day. So yeah, thanks for making some time for this. It's really we really appreciated it.
Yeah. And I'll vouch for this. I did not hear Slow Salvation. I had no idea who was behind it. Cody was the one saying, you have to listen to Slow Salvation. You have to. And I did, man. And I definitely didn't regret it. I love this conversation we had here. I love how we kind of have a history, and I didn't even know it. And it was cool hearing about like the different venues that we played at. Also, you're a down-to-earth guy. You don't have any kind of a persona that you're trying to, it just seems like you're just a guy that just loves the music. You're going to keep putting out music, and you so much so that you have so many different projects, and I really, really appreciate it. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and hope to have this conversation again. Maybe the next release we could do this again. So.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on. If they haven't heard Slow Salvation, then they will for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you all doing a podcast for Velvet Blue Music. It's been a label since I followed since I was like 17. So, definitely pretty stoked and pumped to be in their discography.
Yeah, absolutely. And Travis, do you have any other thoughts or anything that was sort of left out of our conversation about the record or about the band that you feel like that would be valuable for the audience to hear?
I think you guys kind of covered what needs to be covered. The rest should remain a mystery. You gotta
there you go.
Oh, you gotta. Yeah, mystery is the greatest attraction, as the Pampas Fridas said.
Yeah, my favorite was when people started a rumor that they thought it was a Bon Voyage. It was like secretly a Bon Voyage project. It was started on Reddit.
I'd be sad that I'm not part of it, but I'm not good anymore. That's the problem. So
You're too busy doing this, man.
I know it. I got to stop listening to like AM radio. Hey, Travis, thank you so much, man. And we will talk to you in the future, man, in
Cool.
future releases.
Awesome. All right. Good to meet you all.
Thanks for listening to the Velvet Blue Music podcast. To support Velvet Blue Music and the artists you've heard today, pick up records directly at velvetbluemusic.com and be sure to follow and stream our bands on platforms like SoundCloud and Bandcamp. For more conversations with artists from across Velvet Blue's 30 plus years of history, follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you never miss an episode. This is a Velvet Blue Music production.